On this episode of Two Women Sailing, we venture from Fort Lauderdale to St. Augustine and spend way too much time on the Intracoastal Waterway.
It's nice, but it can be very boring. I'm Vanessa.
I'm Sara, and we're Two Women Sailing. When we last left you, Vanessa was practicing her maneuvering skills around million-dollar yachts in Fort Lauderdale. We spent one night at Pier 66 and continued on our epic journey, leaving the glitz and glamour of Lauderdale in our wake. Well, maybe it still had one or two more wakes to give us. Today, we move on to Lake Worth.
What's happening?
Not much.
How fast are we going?
Our speed over ground is 9.5.
Whoa, what's our wind condition?
It doesn't feel like we're going that fast, but we are actually going very, very fast. We have about 10 knots of wind.
We're doing some motor sailing out in the Atlantic, and it's a beautiful and peaceful day on the water. In fact, it may be too peaceful. We both kicked back and let the autopilot take over.
It's flat. I want to jump in. I'm not going to because it's like 500 feet.
It's not too long of a day for us, and upon arrival, we find ourselves entering a very large mooring field in Anchorage. And our timing is perfect because a storm is passing through. Vanessa was smart and had these great side curtains made before we left town, so we can still be outside, even in the rain.
Be careful up here with the water.
The storm is brief, and Whip is up and about. That's a great sign of fairer weather. Lake Worth is a working port, so there are a lot of really big freighters going in and out of the inlet at all times. It's been a while, but we're back on the Intracoastal Waterway, or the ICW.
Man, we've been tailing this boat for a couple hours now, and it's like, it's fine, but it's this old guy and he doesn't have a wheel. I'm pretty sure he has a tiller. He needs to like manually do things to his engine to speed up and slow down. He's all over the channel, so we're gonna try to pass him.
So we proceed to make our move. It's slow going. Okay, it's way too slow. And y'all don't have all the time in the world, so I'll speed it up for you.
Was that not the slowest boat passing you've ever witnessed in your lifetime? All of 6 miles an hour, we left him in our wake.
Yeah.
The ICW can be a little mind-numbing and uneventful. Well, except of course, for all the bascule bridges. When you're this bored, you find lots of odd ways to entertain yourself.
Huh, it's the captain's cup. Huh, not my cup, there's no rum in it. Hey, up here. If he don't love you anymore, then walk you'll find out the door. Hair toss, check my nails.
Baby, how you feeling?
Feeling good as hell. This is what happens when a big powerboat comes up from behind you, when you're just meandering along. So you think it's all fine and good until a wall of water comes your way. Woo! Threw me off my heading.
After what feels like the longest day ever, we arrive in Fort Pierce. We're getting fuel, water, and pump out first thing in the morning, so the marina let us stay right on the fuel dock overnight for convenience. The next morning, we head out in the direction of Melbourne.
So we're back out on the ICW today, and it's pretty windy out. So you might be asking yourself, well, if it's windy, why aren't they out in the ocean sailing? Well, the wind is coming out of the north today, so it would be right on our nose, which wouldn't make for good sailing weather. If we were out there, we would put the motor on anyways, so we might as well just stay on the Intracoastal Waterway and take in the scenery and have it be a little less bumpy, because we're pretty sure we would get our butts kicked out there.
It can get lonely when you're at the helm all by yourself. And have I mentioned just how boring it can be too?
It's not that hard to navigate the ICW. There's 3 tools I'm using to make sure I'm doing all the right stuff. First of all, my GPS. It's got my path, I can see where I'm going, I can see all my markers on the GPS. Second, we use an app called Aquamaps. We use it as a cross-reference and as a backup, just to make sure we're seeing the right things. Third, there's an instrument that tells us our depth. So, the channel should be pretty deep for us, but if for some reason that number started to go down, maybe I'm straying out of the channel a little bit, I need to get back in.
I found an anchorage.
I put a little pin
On our Aquamaps with the anchor icon. And the reason I'm so excited is because originally we were going to anchor here in just on the north side of the bridge, but if you look at the exposure, we're going to have north and winds out of the northeast tonight, and it would just be exposed. So I did a little bit of research and found that we could make this anchorage and we'll have good protection from the northeast, and we're going to go there. So I'm really excited.
Stop. Another teaching moment. See this sign with the numbers on it? Most bridges should have these. They tell you how many feet there are between the water line and the bottom of the bridge. Very handy.
This is what Vanessa does when we're driving down the ICW. She drives with her foot, just eating a grapefruit, and she peels grapefruit.
Having a snack, a healthy snack. Dropping it!
Here's Vanessa, doing the tough job of dropping a very squeaky anchor.
Hey, it's down. Hit the anchor alarm.
Normally when anchoring, you put out chain. You want to put out a scope of 7-to-1 ratio, meaning 7 feet of chain for every foot of water you're in. Ideally, we would like to anchor in 10 to 12 feet of water, so that would be about 70 to 84 feet of chain. When all the chain is out, Vanessa then puts the snubber on. The snubber acts as a shock absorber. Yesterday, you got to see the work Vanessa does on the bow during our anchoring process. This morning, you get to see my job. I steer as Vanessa gives me hand signals. She needs the boat to go in different directions to be able to pull up the anchor easily.
We're leaving Melbourne. We spent the night on the hook, and we're going to Titusville. And we have an anchorage picked out, but we're going to try and pick up one of the first come, first served moorings at the city marina, just because it's easy.
Good thing we came here when we did.
Want to know what scares the heck out of us every time it happens? That's the signal that a bridge is closing.
Vessel good stories, all clear. Thank you for the open announcement, all clear.
You're welcome, Captain, and you have a safe trip.
And it's boater courtesy to thank the bridge tender for the opening.
So there's been this boat behind us and now in front of us for quite a few hours now, and it's called Bearaway, and they have their sails up. We don't know if they're totally sailing or whether they're motor sailing. Vanessa got all jealous. She had to put the head sail out, so now we're motor sailing. Yeah.
And we added about 1.5 miles per hour to our speed. So
what's our overall speed?
currently 7.6. We did touch 8 though, so pretty fast in our world.
Ooh, we're cranking.
Ugh, here we go again.
Why? Why did they have to get so close? It's our favorite kind of boaters.
Kids.
We lucked out on our arrival to Titusville and scored a free mooring ball. I made Vanessa wear a chest harness so she could show you how she picks up a mooring ball. She extends a boat hook to grab the painter, which is a rope that extends from the mooring ball. It has a loop on the end. She takes a line attached to our boat and puts it through the loop. That's called a bridle.
We're on. Oh, hi. You just smacked me in the face. You want to smack me in the face?
We're excited to be done for the day, and of course, so is Whip. Like most cats, he gets extra playful at dusk.
Give me that. Give me that paw. Give me that paw.
This is one of the best mooring fields we've stayed in, and we're rewarded with this exquisite sunset. Day 4 of the ICW, guys and gals. Today's destination is New Smyrna.
This is a new one for us, a railroad crossing. The bridge is always up until they put it down. Another day, another boat. Oh, he slowed down for us. All right.
We've traversed some pretty sketchy waters without incident thus far, so it's only right that while I'm making this lovely time lapse, that we should run aground. See how the video has slowed? The great thing is that with time lapse, it doesn't seem that bad. In real time, it probably lasted about 10 minutes until we freed ourselves. Speaking of running aground,
I think they just ran aground and could never get off of it.
Somebody on it?
the rest of the day is pretty uneventful, so let's just flip to tomorrow.
Hi. What you doing?
We're back on the ICW for one more day.
We didn't mean to be. We overshot our mark in New Smyrna, but it all worked out for the best because there's some bad weather out there and we wouldn't want to be on the ocean anyway.
Yeah, so we anchored in Daytona, and then we got a little delayed this morning because it rained pretty good on us.
It should just, yeah, all the weather's fine. Heard it here first.
Bye, weather. Bye. All right, let's go do an engine check. Is that rain?
Yeah.
Great. Hey, you're all wet. Why are you all wet? Okay. First, get my flashlight. Next, we shine it at one of the engine compartments to make sure there's no leaks on the floor and that everything looks okay and there's not anything weird like smoke or any other anomalies. Seems fine. Next part. Belt looks good. No water on the floor. Coolant levels look nice. I think we're good.
Hope they have hurricane shutters.
Oh. So we started in the rain this morning, and now look at it. It is so beautiful out right now. We are still on the ICW, of course. We're motoring, and we've been passing through the Palm Coast now for a little while, and man, it is such a nice area. So much activity on the water, whether it's boaters or kayakers, and then watching all the houses go by, some big, some small, all freaking beautiful and amazing, and we couldn't ask for a more pleasant ride today on the ICW.
Not the shallow water alarm. We've run aground again.
We could just get like 10 feet that way.
Yeah, I know.
This time in the middle of a very busy portion of the ICW in St. Augustine.
Got any water under us? 5'3".
Yeah, literally on the map we should be in 11 feet of water. So the fact that it says we're at 5.3 does not make sense. Well, again, we hit it at the lowest of low tides.
What's our problem?
We don't have a problem. This shouldn't have happened.
We studied, man.
We were doing everything we needed to do. I mean,
Are we drifting back?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think all these wakes just are messing with us, you know? Yeah. Whoa.
That's the guy that was in.
That didn't knock us off. I don't know what would.
Well, what a coincidence. Towboat just happens to be passing by. Eventually, they attach a line to us and pull us off the shoal. We've now run aground 5 times in our journey, but who's keeping count? We're so tired, and we're hoping we don't have to see the ICW anytime again soon.
We made it. We made it. We made it to St. Augustine. We made it.
It's a beautiful mooring field. We couldn't be happier to be here.
We'll see you all on the next leg of our journey. If you like what you're seeing here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment.